Hello, my name is Jennifer Montgomery, and for this week's assignment, we had to find an article that discussed a recent social injustice and then related to the social work profession, with just some recommendations how social workers as a whole profession can help bring about some change to address these social injustices. The article I chose is titled "The Statistical Paradox of Police Killings." It's written by Aubrey Clayton. I chose this article because it really breaks down in statistics just the disparity in police brutality and violence against young Black men in particular versus white men. One recent social injustice the world has been witness to is the recent killings of young Black people, mostly young Black men. Within the last year, the world has witnessed Black people being killed at a disproportionate rate. And according to Aubrey Clayton, a Black person in America is roughly 3 times more likely than a white person to be killed by police. According to a 2018 statistic, the rates for violent crime was 3.6 times higher for Black people than it was for white people. The social work profession assists in identifying inequality in marginalized individuals and populations. As the world has witnessed, young Black people are at a higher risk of violent encounters with the police, which can include, as we've seen, death from the police. Social workers also promote human rights for all people, and when one group is being marginalized, it is a social worker's duty to advocate for change. Social workers can also be crucial on all levels of advocacy for policy change. The recent social injustices are examples of systemic issues of racial inequalities that span over several sections, such as unequal opportunities for education, housing, and financial stability. Social workers can advocate for systemic change that includes more opportunities for inclusion, for education and housing. Social workers can also advocate for criminal justice reform so that police are held more accountable, to also bring attention to the higher rates of Blacks being brutalized by police versus other demographics. Racial profiling should also be addressed, and solutions should be focused on education and training for police departments to reduce incidents of police brutality among minority groups. Until the world can acknowledge the injustices and then support a sustainable method of change, social workers will have to continue to advocate and demand equal rights for all people to reduce police profiling and brutality. On a bigger issue from a systemic standpoint, a lot of these minority groups are targeted based off circumstances for their life. So that's where the housing and the equality of income and education come into play. As a group, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And hopefully with some of the proposed changes, such as bringing social workers into police departments, to have somebody be there to kind of be that person to advocate and really, assess the situation and offer assistance. Hopefully that can help bring about some change because as you can see, these statistics, they're very alarming. So thank you.